This is Sky News, live from Westminster, where the Chancellor of the Exchequer has delivered his final budget before Brexit. A budget for a brighter future, Philip Hammond says, as he announced more money for the NHS, roads and defence.
The hard work of the British people is paying off. Austerity is coming to an end.
This, Mr Deputy Speaker, is a broken promise budget.
Tech tax, a new digital services tax to be introduced in April 2020, targeting online giants. Universal credit is here to stay. The Chancellor commits an extra £1 billion to make sure it's a success. And securing our planet's future, a plastic packaging tax to encourage more recycling. A boost for the high street. Business rates cut for 2 years for retailers in England to breathe life into our shops. Well, good evening and welcome to Westminster, where Philip Hammond has delivered what will be the final budget before the UK leaves the EU. Mr Hammond, who twice told the Commons that the era of austerity is coming to an end, raised the personal tax allowance, increased the higher rate threshold and cut rates for small businesses for 2 years. But perhaps the most headline-grabbing announcement was a new tax on digital companies, which he claimed would generate £400 million a year. Well, let's take a look at some of the main budget headlines. There will be a tax cut for millions of people a year earlier than expected when tax thresholds rise in 2019. There'll be an increase in cash for Brexit preparations from £1.5 billion to £2 billion. The NHS will receive an extra £20.5 billion in real terms over the next 5 years. The Ministry of Defence will receive an extra £1 billion immediately to boost cyber and anti-submarine warfare programmes to the end of 2019. A digital services tax targeting tech giants will be introduced in April 2020 and is expected to raise £400 million a year. Business rates will be cut by a third for 2 years for smaller shops and cafes in England.